Like it's been a lot of traveling, and we like were touring in Sawyer's car with a trailer forever. So like I was squished between a bunch of tall, stinky boys. Hello.
Hello. Hey, how's it going?
Great. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for doing this.
Yes, I'm so sorry. I'm like on the floor in my room right now. Everything's kind of a mess because the album came out today and it's just crazy.
It's okay. Awesome. It was exciting having the record come out today, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's been really, really awesome. Really cool.
Very, very cool. I was listening to it actually earlier today and realized that it had just came out today.
Yeah. Yeah. Today's been a little bit chaotic, but thank you so much for interviewing me and having me on your show.
Of course, I'm excited. My name's Adam, and this is about you and your journey in music. And we'll talk about the new album and how you guys got to where you are now.
That sounds great. Thank you. I'm Chelsea.
Nice to meet you. I really like I was gonna look at the song number 3, Ceiling Fan. That song's awesome.
Really? Thank you.
That's my favorite one on the record, I think.
Really? Thank you. That's so nice.
Yeah, that's the one that I mean, the album's rad. I love how it definitely has like a 90s alternative feel to it in some of the songs. And then I love like the acoustic-y vibe and then that one's just kind of different, which I really like too.
Thank you.
Ceiling Fan. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's like the only happy song on the album.
Right. I was gonna say it's definitely the most like upbeat.
Yeah.
Cool. So where were you born and raised?
I was born in Boston and I moved to California when I was 14 and did high school there, and now I live in Nashville.
What part of California?
The San Francisco Bay Area.
Okay. I lived up there for a while. Now I'm in Nashville as well. How crazy.
Oh, wait, which part of the Bay?
I lived in the East Bay.
Me too.
Oh, where at? Whereabouts?
Like right in the middle of Oakland.
Okay, I lived like on the other side of the hill.
Oh,
on the other side of like Orinda on that
yeah.
on that end. Okay.
Shopping over there.
Killer. Awesome. So you lived in Boston up until high school?
Yeah, I lived in Boston until I was in 7th grade, and then we moved to California and I did 7th grade there.
Okay. What was it like growing up in Boston for the first part of your life there?
Really, really nice. I think it taught me how to deal with the cold, although it was mostly my parents that were dealing with the cold. But
sure.
I realized I don't ever want to live in a place where it snows that much ever again.
Although Nashville snowed quite a bit last year.
Oh my God, I thought about leaving. I thought about moving. I can't deal with this now. I grew up ski racing actually, so I know snow pretty well, but I don't think I could live in a place with snow. I think I'm more of a beach person.
Okay. When it comes to the beach in the Bay Area is freezing.
Yeah, not that beach.
Okay.
I don't think I would live on that beach, but maybe
I was gonna say, like, I don't think I went in the water once in the 5 years I lived up there.
Yeah, no, I've never been in the ocean there.
Okay. Yeah, I'm originally from San Diego, and the water was still freezing, but it wasn't quite as cold as once you get up in Northern California.
No, the beaches in San Diego are beautiful.
It was, totally different than the Bay Area. So, okay, you said you grew up, what'd you say, skiing, racing?
Yeah, I ski raced for like 15 years.
What does that mean? What does that entail? Like downhill? Like the...
Yeah. So I did slalom and giant slalom, or GS. And it's basically like kind of, I guess, what you would see on the Olympics with like, there's gates.
Flags.
Yeah, and flags, and you like ski around them and you punch the gates as you're going downhill. And it's really, really fun. It was a great time, but it was very time consuming. And I guess I just kind of was in high school and decided I wanted to have like a life.
Was there you did that in Boston. Would you go to like Tahoe or something when you were in the Bay Area?
Yeah, so when I started in Boston and we went to this place in New Hampshire called Waterville Valley, and then when we moved to California, I was ski racing at North Star.
Okay. And how did you get into that? I mean, I know we're going off on a total tangent here, but I'm
No, you're
just
good.
so curious
weird,
now.
yeah. It's such a weird sport. And sometimes I forget that I did that. But yeah, I guess my parents really wanted me to ski because they're both big skiers and my dad snowboards. And so they put me in like ski school when I was a kid. And then I just kind of fell in love with racing and everything kind of like worked out really nicely because like the ski gear for ski racing is so freaking expensive. But somehow, like when we were trying to like figure out how to get the ski gear, we were in the store and this girl was like, I'm quitting. Do you want all my gear? And gave me all her gear. So it like things just like worked out very nicely. And so I just
Wow.
kept going down that path for a while.
That's cool. And what about music? Did you come from a musical household at all?
No, I didn't, but I started playing piano when I was really young and I just I loved playing piano. It's kind of like an escape for me. Just like have you seen the movie Soul?
Yes. The Disney one?
Yes.
Yeah, I have seen the movie
Beautiful
Soul.
movie.
I have
Oh,
a 6-year-old. I've seen all of those Disney movies.
oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, so okay, so Soul, yeah, like the like flow state that like the dude goes into, that
Mhm.
like feeling is like I think that is the best feeling in the entire world. And I when I was a kid, that was like my kind of just like escape from the world was just like going into that little realm and playing music. But I definitely like had some like OCD tendencies and like wouldn't let myself leave the piano until I like played the songs to my standards. And it did get a little bit like stressful for me playing piano as a kid.
And how long did you keep playing piano?
I still play piano, but I stopped taking lessons when I was like 15.
Okay. So you did it for quite some time. I mean, obviously now still, but in the band you play guitar.
Hmm.
But when did you transfer over to playing guitar, or when did you decide you wanted to learn guitar?
I wanted to play guitar my whole life. I thought it was I still think it's like one of the most badass instruments you could play. And I wanted to play it I wanted to play it really badly when I was growing up, but my parents wouldn't they didn't want me to like stop playing piano, so they didn't let me. And then eventually I kind of just like I acquired a guitar somehow and started learning. And it's if you play piano, it's pretty easy to kind of like pick up the guitar. But it was something that was like a huge roadblock for me for a while because I just couldn't figure out how to play, and I didn't believe that I would ever be good enough to play. And then we had a guitar player in our band for a while and he quit the band, and then I was like, well, I guess I have no option but to learn how to play guitar. And so that's kind of last
Oh,
year.
interesting. So you started playing when the band was already going.
Yeah, yeah. So I didn't play guitar in the band initially. I mean, I played like background guitar, which I still do for some songs. But yeah, I didn't really learn, like, really dedicate myself to trying to learn until our guitar player quit last year.
Oh wow. Okay. When you got to Oakland, did you move to Oakland because your parents' job or something? Like, what took you guys to California?
Yeah, my dad's job and my parents were just really sick of the snow and and they just needed to get out of there and needed to change.
What was it like going to school in Oakland? I mean, versus Boston, was that a quite a change?
Yeah, it was a huge change for me and just like socializing, social wise, like it people are so different and so like everywhere in the world everyone's different. I think in Boston I and maybe it's cuz I was younger, but I felt like a lot of the friendships I had were so much more just like genuine and I don't know. Then I kind of like got to California and like had to relearn how to like a whole social scene, and that was really difficult for me. But I have a couple friends from high school that I still keep in touch with, and then other than that, I don't think I'll ever move back there.
What part of Oakland, if you don't mind me asking? I'm just curious because Oakland can get kind of dicey in certain
Yeah,
spots. Like there's a few pockets there.
yeah, no, it's so true. It's so true. I actually grew up in this tiny little town like inside of Oakland called Piedmont. Um,
Oh, okay, I know where you're at.
yeah,
Piedmont's dope. Like you're kind of closer to the Berkeley side.
yeah, it was definitely hell on earth, but I think that Berkeley I love. If I was going to move to California, I would move to Berkeley or anywhere in Oakland that's not Piedmont.
Really?
Yeah.
You weren't really down with Piedmont?
No, no, I'm still working through a lot of the stuff from.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
I
don't
don't
be.
want to trigger anything here.
No, no, no. You're totally no, you're good. But yeah, no, I love the Bay Area and I love San Francisco. I don't think that specific time. Most people don't really like where they went to high school, I would say, but yeah, I don't think I'll go back there.
Okay. Did you take like Bart into the city quite a bit or no?
I never went on BART.
Really? The whole time you
I
lived there?
know, I know, I know. It's something I should probably do that. Yeah, it's really it makes me sad now that I'm like an adult and living in the world in Nashville where there's no public transportation and
Right.
I wish we had something like BART, you know?
That's crazy. You never took it. Like I didn't grow up there. I grew up in San Diego where you needed a car. I was always thinking like, man, if I lived here, like how cool you could just get, it's almost like New York where you can just hop on the thing and you're like gone, right? I mean, you can make it through all of San Francisco and all the East Bay pretty much.
Yeah, I wish I had. I didn't really explore that much of the Bay Area until I like graduated from high school, really.
Okay. And did you play music in high school or did you play in the, anything directly with the high school at all? Like as far as chorus, choir, anything like that? And then were you in a band or anything when you were living in Oakland?
Yeah, I actually was in a band and we were like an all-girls band. And it wasn't associated with my high school actually. I don't think anyone from my high school even really knew that I was in a band, but I went every Thursday, we'd rehearse and we played shows every once in a while and it was so much fun and I think they are like those people are the reason why I like learned how to make music, why I make music. They were like huge just catalysts into my journey into making music and yeah, one of the girls, Natalie, she like taught me how to write songs and her dad is Stace and he kind of like ran the band and he's also in a really cool band and they both of them really inspired me to make music a lot.
That's cool. And when did you start songwriting? Was that when you got to high school? When you were in Oakland?
Yeah, I started writing songs when I with that band actually and yeah, I didn't even really think I could write. It's crazy like how many things we think we can't do until we kind of like once we remove that block from our mind and just kind of try and do it, you can really do anything you want. Like cuz I really felt like I couldn't write songs and then I was like I just learned and they taught me. Same thing with the guitar. I thought I couldn't play guitar and then one day I just decided to learn, you know?
Mm-hmm. So how do you get to Nashville? I did see you went to Belmont. Is that what took you to Nashville, going to school?
Yeah, I went to Belmont University and I studied. That was another thing. I had no idea that you could study songwriting, but I went to Belmont and I studied songwriting and I learned so much being in that program. And I just like, I remember before I left, I was like, there's no way you could teach someone how to write a song. And I got there and you can definitely teach someone how to write a song. They taught me, you know?
Did you want to go there? Like, was that a first choice for you? I mean, growing up in Boston, I would imagine like Berkeley, not Berkeley, obviously in California, but
Yeah.
Berkeley School of Music. Was that something that you even thought about, or was it like, no, it's too cold there. I don't want to go there. And how did you decide on Belmont?
Yeah, I definitely thought about Berkeley and I was like, nope, too cold, can't do the snow. And there were two songwriting programs that I knew of, which was USC and Belmont.
Mm-hmm.
And I was dead set on my mind in not going to school if I didn't study songwriting. And don't tell my parents that, they don't know that. But I I didn't get into USC. So I was like, all right, cool. I'm going to
Well,
Belmont. That made my decision easy. And
okay.
um yeah, going to Belmont was one of the best things that happened to me, really.
Is that when you started this band? When you were going to Belmont?
Actually, well, we were all playing together. We were all playing in bands. I was playing with Sawyer, our drummer, in college, and Sean was playing with Sawyer, our drummer, in another band in college. But we didn't officially start our band until we graduated college. Um, like literally, actually, Sean was still in school when we started the band, but he only had like a month left. So we started like right when I graduated,
Okay.
like that
And
month.
do you Yeah, no, I was gonna say, like, before you graduated, were you pursuing like a career? What was the end result? You wanted to be in a band, or you wanted to be a solo artist? You just wanted to be creating music in some capacity?
Yeah, I think I was just kind of trying to live in the moment and like find some sort of like peace within myself at that point, and I just felt really drawn to be in a band. I was doing solo stuff and it wasn't super fulfilling, and then but it was fun. Like I had a great time whenever I collaborated. I was working with this guy named Dave who was awesome, and I had a great time working with him. When I was collaborating with people was really when I felt the most like fulfilled and happy, and so I just kind of ended up just fell into this band and we started it, and it's been so much more fulfilling. Like just being able to share our accomplishments and releases and celebrate together. It's so much more fulfilling.
Mm-hmm. And once this band starts, like, are you playing around Nashville? Like, how do you guys kind of get off the ground?
Yeah, actually, so our drummer Sawyer is from a small town in Texas called Brownwood, Texas, and it's like 3 hours from Dallas, 2 hours from Austin. So that town got together and supported us so much. And I don't even like, if they hadn't done that, we wouldn't be a band. They still support us so much that the whole town, like they're the nicest. It's the most beautiful place on the planet, I think, because it looks to me like I'm half Spanish and I grew up going to Spain a lot. And so when I go to Brownwood, Texas, it looks exactly like Spain. Like the terrain looks just like it. And the people are so nice and supportive. And Micah he owns a tap house there. And he mentored Sawyer growing up. And he has been just like a huge supporter of our music and helped us really get off the ground. So it's definitely because of Micah and Brownwood.
Okay. And from like, what would you say like a big milestone moment for the band has been?
Um, I would say this past summer we went on tour with another local band called the Criticals, and playing with them was so much fun. I think we played in Brownwood, Texas, and we played in Austin and Dallas, and those shows were definitely like a peak. They were so much fun, and the band that we played with, the Criticals, are just phenomenal artists and great people. And it was a great time.
And do you guys play around Nashville quite a bit too, or no?
We do a little bit. We've been trying to take a break from playing in Nashville because it's been we feel like we need to wait until to play again because we've played in Nashville so much. And sometimes it's weird playing in Nashville because like it's so uncertain if people will show up because like there's so many bands here.
Right. There's something going on. Like that was the thing that I thought was so crazy when I came here for the first time, just walking down the street and it's just like bar after bar after bar that has like literally a band on every single level. And I'm like, this is crazy how many people are out and about playing music. And just the amount of, there's just it's not like, okay, we're playing tonight and then oh cool, like the whole town could kind of get behind that. It's like there's so many options.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, it's wild here.
It is. Have
um
you been liking
that
it?
I love it. This is the best decision my family and I have ever made.
Oh, that's
We absolutely
awesome.
love it here. Yeah, it's incredible. But you're also you're on the radio? Is that what I saw?
Yeah, I do. I host a radio show on 96.7 FM on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays.
Okay, so tell me about the station. I come from radio. I did radio for nearly 20 years in California.
No way.
Yeah, I always used to be on Live 105 in San Francisco. I don't maybe it wasn't even
What?
Live 105 when you were there. I don't know what years you were there.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that was a killer station to work for. But I also worked on a alternative station in San Diego for a long time. And then I saw that. So this station is here, but like tell me about the station because I was trying to figure out what it's about. It's like all over the place, right? Or am I confused?
Totally all over the place. It's awesome because it's such just like it's such a weird environment to work in, and it's the perfect place for an artist to work in because it's genre free. It was commercial free. I don't know if we're still commercial free though. and I was the first person they hired 3 years
Oh,
ago,
wow.
before they put the walls up to the station, like before the place was even built. So I watched it get built, and I watched everyone get hired at the station, and it was just like so cool to see this family come together. And it's just a bunch of other local artists that host shows, and it's a cool creative environment. And I do interviews where I interview other artists, and I've learned so much from interviewing other people. Like that's been really great for my music, just like learning about their process and their stories too.
That's cool. And you do get to play whatever you want?
Yeah, I can play whatever I want. It's fun.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because coming from the commercial radio world, it was like I got to program the station when I lived in San Diego, but like that was you'd program the whole day. Like, I mean, every person's time slot. It wasn't like you got to show up there with and play whatever the hell you wanted. Like that was like unheard of.
Yeah, it is. It's super weird. We have like a playlist that plays when no one's hosting shows, but whenever we host shows, you can play whatever we want. And so usually I'll just play the artist that I'm interviewing. I'll just play a bunch of their music, and then they'll do a little live acoustic performance.
What? That's rad. I need to check out the station, 96.7 FM.
Yeah, it's called Yoco Nashville. It's fun. It's a good time.
Wow. And where's the station? Is it in Nashville downtown?
Yeah, it's actually our radio tower is right next to Topgolf. So they put our radio station, like the whole studio is inside the Topgolf building.
What?
Yeah.
No way.
It's so wild. So yeah, it's fun. You could just finish your shift and go hit some golf balls.
That's killer. That's so cool. And then you do what is your show? You mainly, you just said you do interviews and then you play the artist typically.
Yeah. And if they cancel, then I'll just do my own thing and play whatever I want.
That's so awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah.
So you have the records coming. The record came out today. Congratulations on that. And what's the plan for the album? Are you guys gonna tour it, or what are you looking at moving forward?
Yeah. I would love to tour it. We have a couple shows that haven't been announced yet in Texas in October. And it's gonna be a great, those shows are gonna be really, really fun to play. But for September, I think we're just having a nice little break from playing, because we've really been on the road for like about 2 years with obviously with like breaks, we come home, but like it's been a lot of traveling, and we're touring in Sawyer's car with a trailer forever. So like I was squished between a bunch of tall, stinky boys, and now
So that got old.
Yeah, but weirdly, like my neighbor was selling a van for like so cheap, so I ended up buying their van. So now we have a van, and I'm excited.
That's awesome. So that'll up a little bit more comfortable touring moving forward.
Yeah, it'll be nice to have some room. And then, like sometimes when you're on the road and you're playing shows like in this scene, you don't really know where you're gonna sleep that night. So now we have a place to sleep.
I love that. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Chelsea, for doing this. I appreciate your time.
Thank you so much for having me on your show today and for taking the time to talk to me.
Yeah, I have one more quick question. I want to know if you have any advice for aspiring artists.
Yeah, I would say just make art and be authentic, and don't do anything for numbers or streams. Do it for you, and just listen to your intuition and follow that intuition, and don't let anyone in the industry tell you that your numbers aren't good enough or that you don't have enough followers, because you don't need numbers to make art. Bringing it backwards.